Hey everyone, I haven't opened this TikTok since I posted that video, and oh my gosh, I have yet to get through a lot of them. Most of them look kind, so thank you for taking your time to watch this video. As you can see, the original post, I used every second of that 10 minutes. I didn't care about metrics, I didn't care about analytics, any of that stuff, as yes, I am a intentional content creator trying to grow on this channel. That took me that just took me by surprise, and that just really took me off guard on Father's Day. But anyways, that goes to show you that people honor and are interested in authenticity. So anyways, with that said, I want to give you guys a bit of a report, and I'm going to do a couple of these reply videos because there's just so much to unpack. But the next day, after Father's Day, so on Mother's Day, I didn't want to make any hasty decisions. I will say that later on that day, I was able to talk to a sister who's a year older than me, and we're the only ones who share those two parents. I have other step siblings, but she's the one I shared with her. And I also spoke with one of my best friends, who is a social worker and a licensed therapist here in Utah. And he told me you should consider calling on her. And I woke up the next morning on Monday, and after my prayers, this is just how I felt after digesting it for a day, I did call the police on my mom. I called the police to file a police report. I guess where I was at with thinking, oh, she's just an 82-year-old crazy lady, and oh, she's always been abusive. What's different now? Or I know how to go no contact. The reason why I decided to call the police is because I need to draw a line at someone threatening my life. Whether it's your mom, whether it's your dad, whether it's a husband or a friend or whoever, it's like, I do have a 9-year-old daughter, and if you're a parent, everything that you do, your kids do, or everything you don't do, it's because you don't want your kids to do, and you need to be that first example for your kids. And yes, when the dust settled a bit, I was shaken up all day, and that's why it's taking me 2 days to come even open my TikTok, is because it shook me up for a little bit. And then I need to work and keep a clear headspace. Manic Monday, and I gotta, still live and try to provide a living and take care of my responsibilities. So I called the police, and I made a report, and I told them that this is in conjunction with the police report she made that Saturday morning, the day before Father's Day. And I said, hey, make it in conjunction with, I am the daughter of that woman that called in saying that there was an intruder, and she made a police report with you guys. I'm calling now to say she thinks that intruder is me, or she thinks that I hired someone. I do want to keep, I'm going to try to keep my comments pertinent to everyone's reply, so I don't want to get tangent off and tell you guys everything. So let me just make sure I answer this person's reply. Oh yes, so when I called the police, that is one of the questions that they asked. They says, does this person have any weapons? And I told them yes, that they did. I don't know if it's registered under her name or registered under my father's name, but they do have a gun. And so when I hung up with the police, they haven't called me back. They says they have to cross-check my statement and my testimony and my report of my abusive mother, not just what she said to me on Father's Day, but I did say, look, I'm 40. I'm 40 years old and I'm a grown woman, yes, but I'm the youngest of 6, and she's beat the crap out of all 6 of her kids, from the oldest to the youngest, and some were emancipated minors. And while we all move on with our lives and we try to forgive and forget, she's still at it. And now she's violent. She's trying to make that remark that she made about shooting me. On Sunday and last year, she encouraged and asked my dad to take his life to atone for his sins because she swore he was having an affair. And she was 81 at the time. And I just told the officer, dude, you shouldn't, nobody should be walking around on these streets, a free citizen, talking like that. Either saying she's going to take someone's life or encouraging someone to take their life. I don't know what the solutions is, but you got to do something. That's what I told the officer. Whether they, force, or I'm not going to prescribe. I'm not an official or an authority, but I know my friend that's a licensed therapist and a social worker here in Utah. He says that she really needs to be forcibly taken and evaluated and medicated or something. Like you just can't be roaming these streets like that. And I do fear that one of these days, like, she's going to do something to my dad because she's hell-bent that he has an affair. And I can make a whole nother video about that. It's like, dude, you're 82, man. You've been married 44 years. Let it go. You haven't had a job in 40 years. This man's taking care of you. If you don't like it so much, you shouldn't have left, but you don't leave because you're codependent on this man. I can make a video about that some other time, but she's not there, and she's getting worse. And I fear between her thinking maybe my dad might be an intruder or just get mad at him that he's having an affair, she might off him. And if she thinks I'm a contributor, I don't even think I need to be invading them. Dude, she might do that to me. And I also told the police officer she's a bit of a religious radical. She is. I feel like she'd be one of those like Cokeville people, or whoever kidnapped Elizabeth Smart, like doing things in the name of a prophet. That is how my mom is. And I think the older that you get and how what she's doing, she's gonna hurt someone. And then I will wrap this video up in particular saying that, replying to the comment, talk to your dad before something happens. I should have brought my laptop. I haven't talked to my dad since this happened. He tried calling me 3 times yesterday. I don't want to talk to him. Again, I told you guys my dad, for the most part, how I described him, he is unproblematic. He is nice. He is gracious. But the one bad shortcoming he has is he does allow this stuff. He allows this stuff to happen. This is not him, but he allows it. And it's so nutty watching their dynamic my whole life. How he's just a stable man, mentally, financially, culturally. He does his thing, but he just lets this woman run amok. And I think I'm scared of the rejection. I'm scared to talk to him because I already talked to my sister, the one I let her know about this stuff. And I didn't tell my dad. I told my dad she thinks I intruded. I have not told my dad what she said about blowing my head off. I didn't say that. And I think what I'm scared of more than anything is that my sister told him. And I'm afraid that he's not going to acknowledge it. I'm afraid that he's going to think my feelings don't mean anything. I'm afraid that he's going to minimize her behavior. And I think that's going to hurt me more than anything. It's hard enough to be treated like that from your nuts parent, but from your calm, rational parent, for them, I've already had to fight rejection from them my whole life, and I'm grown and I try to forgive and move on. But because this is the worst thing my mom's ever said to me, that's a new low and a new blow. Now I'm scared of having a fresh wound with my dad, so I haven't talked to him yet. I'll probably call him later and I'll let you guys know how that is. That's going to be a new level of rejection, and I don't know how I'm going to take it.